It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news.
Full Force!
Yes! I'm back! Oh, damn, I'm in the house. What up, yo? Yeah, I'm coming to you straight from the hotel room with the sexiest lighting ever. I hope everyone's doing well. I am stoked, right? Overwhelmed, yes. In an absolute tizzy and a rush, trying to get everything together, absolutely. Most mental day ever, which I'm going to explain in full. So I'm sorry if you've come here to get like information about Toy Fair classified reveals. You're going to be waiting a while. Sorry, guys. It's just been mental. So I've got back to my hotel. I've just been at, of course, Toy Fair at the Hasbro press event, which was freaking amazing, by the way. So this is, yeah, loads of interesting info came out, loads of cool reveals. Great to see all the team again. Had a lot of fun, and it was just amazing. It was amazing. Didn't start off well. I have had a difficult day, to say the least, but it's been fun. So I will, I'll start, let's get into all the images and all the stuff that isn't, all of the stuff from Toy Fair that isn't classified and build our way up. So let's get stuck in. Explosion. Probably shouldn't shout explosion in a hotel. Anyway, yeah, so Toy Fair New York 2026 has been a very, it's been a busy one. There's been a lot of like images and stuff flooding in from, you know, all the outlets and everything. Now, one thing I will say is that I didn't get to go into Toy Fair proper today. That was my plan. Had been to attend Toy Fair in full on the Saturday and get into the Hasbro booth with Group 1. That was not to be, unfortunately. My the kind of like the plans unfortunately slipped away, and I was left sort of without the ability to actually attend Toy Fair. So I got into New York around probably about 1-ish, and my actual slot for the Hasbro event wasn't until like 6:30. Bit of a you know, a few hours to kind of like kill there. So you'll be happy to know I ate food before going to do the actual event, so that didn't take any time, you know, to actually get to you guys, get this live stream out. But obviously loads of images were coming through during the day, so I was just resharing what other people were posting. But we had like the Turtles G.I. Joe crossover was prominent there. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to see it, which would have been cool, but I didn't get to see them. The Super 7 stuff was revealed. Let's go through all that stuff. So TMNT first was kind of on show, and we got some lovely diorama shots by I forget the outlet. I don't know how to pronounce the outlet. It's a Spanish outlet. It's like Jaguetes or something. Like a toy channel. They're really good, and I follow them actually in any case, in any fashion anyway. But they were at the show, and they took some loads of pictures of the turtle stuff. Now this is a sort of like 4-pack of the kind of military turtles. This is not the G.I. Joe crossover we're looking at right now, but they did put these in with the G.I. Joe crossover kind of vehicles and figures and the diorama, because it's like military based. There's a little tank involved. It's really cute. Anyway, the turtle flycopter box was on show, over 20 feet long. Am I reading that correctly? That's the first time I've really looked at that, and it says over 20 feet long. What? Anyway, I'll ignore that because I think that there's no way that can be correct. That's 2 official basketball heights back to back. Anyway, also I should tell you, I got a cracking interview on the floor with BMAC and Lenny as well, which I'll be posting after this, once I've edited it, of course. It says 20 inches. I thought that says I thought it says FT from what I could see. So I'm glad that it says inches. Okay, thank you guys. It's the two hash marks, isn't it? Like when I first looked at it, I thought it said 20 FT from the distance I'm looking at it from. So thank goodness. Anyway, 20 inches long. That's cool. That's a big old helicopter. I love it. Anyway, no figure with that one, as far as I can tell. It does have spinning katana blades though, which is fun. The amount of people that are saying it's inches, it's inches, it's inches. I get it, guys. I'm there. I got it. It just looks like FT from this image that from where I'm looking at from. That's all. My mistake. Sorry. Then of course we have the actual chopper itself out, which is really cool. A loose chopper, if you will. Very nice indeed with the Dragonfly logo on it as well, which is cool. I wonder if that's got like, I don't know if it's Baxter Stockman on it or something, but I love how it's got the hexagonal kind of like texture on the front as well. That's really dope. It does come with a fig. Do you know what figure it comes with? Mr. Iceman SP, because it doesn't say on the box. Which figure does it come with? Do you know? Let me know, please. The Ore Striker though does look like it does look like it comes with April, which is pretty cool. Here, as you can see, so the Ore Shell Striker with 4-wheel suspension has got sort of like a kind of like a fake out interior, so kind of like you know, gives the impression that Scarlet April will be included with that particular vehicle. They look really good, by the way. Like from these images, they look fantastic. Actually, I thought only the Ore Striker has a figure, but if someone has other information, by the way, then please, you know, enlighten me. But that's really cool that April comes with that particular one. It says it with Raph that you can make him look like Wild Bill. Isn't that just Roadblock Raph and Shipwreck Mikey though? Is this information that's been actually stated? Because that would be really cool. Jason says, "Wait, so you didn't get to go this evening?" No, I've literally been. I went to do the Hasbro event to take pictures of the, you know, do the floor and the classified stuff and speak to Lenny and the whole team and everything. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that, but I haven't been able to go to Toy Fair proper. Hasbro get like a group. They do a group press group that can come in just to the Hasbro booth and go through their booth and everything. Scott says Amazon exclusive chopper comes with RAF. Pixel Dan interview said it. Brilliant. Thank you, Mr. Iceman, and thank you, Scott, for that information. So that's great. So we get a RAF Wild Bill with this helicopter. That's absolutely brilliant. And then, yeah, of course, April with the Ore Shell Striker, which is cool. And then all the figures looked absolutely insane as well. Like you got Dial Tone Donny, Roadblock Raph, and a cheeky Splinter Timber there, by the way, which I thought was a nice little kind of surprise for everyone. But yeah, all the baddies there as well. Look, Bebop, Rocksteady, Slash, Krang, and Shredder as their Cobra and what have you counterparts. And then this shot, yeah, of Leo with Splinter Timber is absolutely incredible. And what a lovely little nod as well, and like kind of keeping us completely, you know, in the dark on that one. That was so cool. And that Ore Striker looks so dope. Oh, Scott says Razor Timber Comic Con exclusive. I wasn't sure. I didn't know that either. Brilliant. So that's Razor Timber. So it's not Splinter. I just assumed it was Splinter. That's good. Okay, cool. Razor Timber. That's crazy. Okay, so that's an interesting. That is a really interesting collab, like crossover there, isn't it? That's weird, actually. I find that really odd. Does that mean we're going to get Tokka as well, like somewhere? Did they mention anything about Tokka? Anyway, thanks guys for keeping me in the loop on these, because again, I didn't get a chance to really do or see any of the content coming out either. But it's fun. Anyway, so still no Splinter. Come on, we need Splinter somehow. And then, of course, there's the rest. There's Slash and the bad guys as well. So yeah, loads of really great images from the diorama. It's so much fun. And there's the tank. And again, that's not the G.I. Joe crossover. That's just more Playmates military turtles. And yeah, the Ore Shell Striker is the vehicle that's for the G.I. Joe crossover there. And this is it. Yeah, I had a feeling that they weren't going to do like a wave 2 or anything. But yeah, I had a feeling that was the case. Which is a shame because yeah, I think there's a lot more you could sort of draw from both brands. I think Casey Jones, Splinter, Baxter Stockman, you know, to name but a few. Yeah, and no Ram Cycle either, which is yeah, also a shame too. But there you go. Anyway, lots of lovely turtle stuff, and that Ore Striker is dope, isn't it? I'm definitely going in for these, no doubt at all. I'm getting these ones, and it's a Leo with Timber is specifically SDCC. Thank you, Mr. Iceman. Yeah, Zartan would have been cool. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, so that is the Turtles G.I. Joe crossover on show at the Toy Fair. Then, of course, we had the Super 7 booth. So Toy Arc had these images, of course, of the Cobra Commander comic collector series, issue 1, which was nice. But I mean, we've seen these already, but it's nice to see them kind of like, you know, again in a display case rather than pulled out of someone's box. Kitty said. Jersey says, Chris, you look exhausted, my man. How rude. Is it just because I'm in the dark? I don't. Do I? In what way do I look exhausted? I'm interested now. Now I'm offended massively, Jersey. And then of course we also had the 250th wave, aka Wave 8 of the Reaction Plus figures on show. Now it appears as though there is going to be a big 250th USA sort of celebration, and it looks like a lot of companies are getting in on this because this is a Walmart exclusive from Super 7. They just revealed the Transformers sort of like red, white, and blue figure, didn't they? I can't remember what it. Jason Battaglia says, my eyes look heavy, knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. Is that what you're saying? So I feel like there's going to be more to come for it's just the lighting, guys. Just chill. It's just the light. It's the light. It's the fact that it's literally like I'm in the dark right now. That's all it is. I'm not tired. I'm totally fine. It's not past my bedtime necessarily. I'm good. But yeah, there's a possibility there's going to be like a big sort of like 250th sort of thing with pretty much all the companies by the sounds of things. So expect more of that. Nod, nod, wink, wink. I'm looking at you, classified. So there might be some more stuff to come with that one. Star Eagle, Air Eagle, people. It's an eagle of some description, isn't it? But yes, there is a Transformers sort of red, white, and blue 250th sort of Walmart exclusive. So it appears there's going to be a Walmart Collecticon thing, I would imagine, because it all seems to be Walmart exclusive related. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see more anyway. But this is, yeah, your Duke, your Lady J, your Snake Eyes, and your Falcon. Seeing them like in real life, actually they stand out a lot more than the renders kind of showed. I felt like the colors and everything were a little bit subdued on the renders, whereas the figures look really bright. They've gone for the brightest of all the colors with the red, white, and blues on these. Duke pops a lot brighter here. Lady J 100% is a lot brighter because, I mean, I didn't even know she was wearing a red shirt on the render. Kind of looked like it was like a burgundy or maroon or something. But yeah. Also crazy that friggin' Visionaries, Darkstorm and Leoric are going to be the 3 3/4 reaction plus sort of situation as well. That's a strong couple to start with. They kind of did. It's a similar thing they did with Micronauts in a sense. Like they did a couple of the heavy hitters, didn't they? And like softly lent into it a little bit, and they've done a couple of waves of those now. So I would expect Visionaries to probably do more than Micronauts. Would you agree? Disagree with that? I kind of feel like Visionaries is one of those ones that I think a lot of people resonate with, and even though it's niche and a little bit sort of like, you know, you always get that, oh, do you remember this? Yes, remember it. Well, like, I haven't stopped thinking about it since it came out. But like, yeah, it's always one of those brands that sort of like, oh, do you remember this sort of thing that you always see like an article on. But I think they will be probably more popular than say the Micronauts Reaction Plus. And if they've got 3 waves of that out, then I think we can probably expect to see a few waves of Visionaries. And if they get into Series 2 and unreleased stuff like that, then I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. It's just going to be like, there's going to be no reason to wear any pants anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just going to be absolute hang out with your wang out sort of situation. Anyway, Lady J, bright red shirt, fantastic stuff. And then Snake Eyes looks a lot brighter as well, but I still think they missed a trick not covering this in stars. They really should have done like some sort of cool starry sort of effect on the body and the arms and the legs and everything, because I think it would have effectively replicated the American flag, which, you know, which is kind of what they're doing with this thing anyway. And, you know, we already have sort of like similar vibes with regards to Snake Eyes. So I kind of think the more you can get away from the obvious, the better. And yeah, I definitely think they could have done with like sprinkling stars all over this bad boy. It would have been really fun to do something crazy like a star camo. Anyway, then we get, of course, Falcon as well, and again, they look pretty cool. Like the decos look nice, they look bright, they look kind of different and crazy, and I'm in for that. There's the only thing that kind of pulls me out of it is the fact that there's no substance to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean not everything should have to have the history behind it, right? And this technically has history behind it. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. Of course, I get that. There's a point to it, but I feel like it's not really telling me anything new about G.I. Joe. It's not really giving me anything that makes sense, if you know what I mean. Whereas I think if there'd been more like thought of just rather than just do red, white, and blue, let's do something out. Let's do something that, you know, makes sense for the brand to commemorate this occasion. But again, maybe they went through a load of different. Maybe this is more this is more about the theme than anything else. So it could be that. Anyway, yeah, cool. Right, so that is those. Then, of course, we have Wave 7, which was on show as well. Dana from the October Guard, Movie Chuckles. So Dana from the October Guard in the Sunbow series, specifically the Invaders. Then we've got Chuckles from the movie with the white shirt. We've got the Action Force monthly comic deep cut Hydroviper deco and design. Actually, let's face it, the helmet's completely different to any of the other Hydroviper sort of like designs because of the way it was drawn in the Action Force monthly comic. And of course, we've got specifically comic Flash as well, which is great. And of course, these were on show, and they look really. This wave is pretty solid, actually. This is a pretty solid wave, in my opinion. Was there a Target exclusive for Wave 6? Asks Viper Scout. We don't know until it hits stores, and then we know when that figure hits stores. So we don't know yet, but as soon as it hits stores, we'll see that person. The first person that finds it will be posting pictures, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, there it is." Anyway, love these, love the wave, and I've wanted a movie Chuckles for the longest time. I thought Classified might even, get there first based on the fact we had a Chuckles, and obviously then you've got some unique parts that might need redoing, redecoing, and what have you. But no, Super 7 got there first, which isn't surprising. Super 7 do these sort of things all the time, and if they were going to do Chuckles, they were going to do a different deco of Chuckles, and this makes so much sense considering they're in that movie sort of period and realm at the moment. So there you go. Serpentor was wave 5. Yes, that's correct. So wave 7, there was Tiger Force Duke, but there isn't one for this wave yet because it hasn't hit stores yet. So we don't know. There might not be one, but I doubt that. I would imagine there will be an actual figure. And who knows, we could get a Canary Anne. I'm just saying that'd be really cool. But what do you guys want as a possible chaser figure, Target exclusive, wave 7 chaser figure? I'm putting not my money on it, but I'm putting my want in of I want a Canary Anne. I want a redecoed Lady J, which you've just seen in wave 8. And you're all going to be like, why do you want a redeco? Because that's what they do with their Target exclusives. It's always a redeco. Anyway, those two are great. Dana looks fantastic as well, actually. What a great figure, based on the character from the Sunbow cartoon. Just brilliant stuff. I really like her card art. She's got, is it Nina Dobrev? Is that the name? The actress on, yeah, I think that's her name. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from the card art. And I think it's just that way that the kind of, the cheekbones and everything. Anyway, brilliant figures. Love them. And of course, my favorite of the bunch is the Action Force Monthly comic homage Hydroviper. That thing is wild. Do you think if you'd have said to me, we are going to get an Action Force Monthly homage in Super 7, I'd have been like, that's probably a little bit too deep a cut. I understand the obvious iconic things like a Tiger Force Outback, for example. I know that isn't part of Super 7's stuff, but in terms of iconic things from from Action Force and what have you, this to me is just dreamland that they did this kind of deep cut with this bad boy. Just absolutely mental. Love it. So Hydroviper is my favorite of the four, obviously. And I'm really digging that Flash, by the way. I think as a figure in general, it's pretty cool. I love the attention to detail on that particular that page where Flash is, basically peeling potatoes. It's so the hair spot on. The accessories are very much geared to the accessories that are in that particular in the background, resting up against the wall. They've gone to town on making everything very, very page specific. So I like that very much. And yeah, really cool wave. Now, shall we get into the classifieds bit? Right. Okay. So these are all my pictures now. So I've got so many, and I was going to post them, but honestly, it's a nightmare. I'll probably get them posted tomorrow by the end of the day or whatever. But there's so many, and there's already the internet's already flooded with pictures from this display. So I will get them up, Kitty said, as soon as I can. But at the moment, and I'll do it in segments. I'll this is Airtight, Hydroviper, Zanya, etc., etc. So I'm not going to just dump them all in one go. I'm gonna piece them out a little bit. So yeah. So anyway, the journey up here was pretty intense. It was a 3.5 hour train journey, which felt every bit of a 3.5 hour train journey because it was a little bit busier at that time of the kind of morning. I get into like New York, like I said, about 1, rocked up to the hotel and then found out I couldn't check in until 4. So I was like, huh? Okay. In that case, I'll leave my bag here. I'll go and have some food. I'll do that like now, so I'm not doing it later. And I will come back later. Did that, came back, checked in, got set up, did a few little things here, left my stuff here, took my essentials with me, which was effectively my camera and my gimbal, and then I just rocked up to the Javits at like, what time was it? It was early. I got here about 5:30. I got there about 5:30, and then I wasn't going to be like going in until 6:30, which was a bit sucky. But I did bump into a load of people, which was really nice. 2 lovely gentlemen who watched the show. Shout out to Ben and Ivan. They came up to me and they said, "You're Chris, aren't you, from the Full Force?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they said, "We watch your show all the time." And they were really nice and really awesome. And so shout out to Ben and Ivan. Really nice meeting you guys and chatting and saying hi. And then had a bit of a laugh and bants. And then they went off to do their thing. And then I bumped into Dan Larson. Dan Larson was leaving the event after kind of just, wandering at the kind of doing the first group of the Hasbro kind of situation. And he came out, we had a nice chat, hang out, took a selfie. I didn't put it on the thing here because, my God, it took me ages putting all the images on this, by the way. Because for some annoying reason, all the pictures I took were so high quality that they were just freaking out every time I tried to upload them and put them on the slideshow. So I had to put them through Photoshop to sort of like, minimize their size a little bit so that they didn't freak out when they were. It's so annoying and it was so time consuming, and one of the reasons why I started at like 10 o'clock. Ugh. Anyway, this is the booth. Lenny and BMAC were there. I've got a cracking interview with them. This is the other side of the booth. They had like a little corner where it was like some new things, including a brand new giant version 2 Storm Shadow Funko, by the way. Like a giant Funko Storm Shadow V2, which is brand new apparently. And the first I've seen it, like you can see it there in the image, and I'll post it later on the socials as well. But like I was like, what's that about? Yeah. And then, but what I really liked about the booth was the beautiful kind of like images they had on the wall. The version 4 Snake Eyes. Crystal Ball behind all that stuff there, all the Renegade Game Studio, the Heroescape was there, books were there, Funko, all sorts of stuff on there. And then they had that little plinth there with with the most recent retro wave, Crazy Legs, Female Crimson Guard, and there was a Cobra Commander on Zap, and the Cobra Commander was in there as well, and a few Super 7 figures as well. But and they had the board. Do you know what? It's the first time I've noticed the skateboard was there, the longboard. I didn't even notice that until just now. Even when I was there, I didn't even notice that. Anyway, that was there, and I took a picture of it. So brilliant. But yeah, I really loved the Battle Armor Cobra Commander, Dawn, and the Zartan images as well. They're really cool. I did hint and say, is there any chance that you don't throw those away afterwards? And I have them. Yeah, obviously they use them for all the cons. What brand is the board? It is thingy. What are they called? I forget the name now, but they're longboards, and they've got like a Ghost. Is it Ghost longboards? It's Ghost something, I think. You'll just have to, unfortunately, check our socials for that actual post. Sorry, Todd, I can't remember the name of the bloody thing now. Anyway, they're really cool and see-through and got lights in them and everything. Anyway, should we start with Airtight? Yeah, let's start with Airtight. So these are images that the G.I. Joe socials have posted since the event, showing that they revealed them and showed them off for the event, which is really cool. So this is Airtight. Now, I will say there will not be any, most likely, promo images for this wave because they're not done yet. So there's a little bit of inside information for you guys. So there you go. So Airtight will this is, you're looking at the promo images basically when you're looking at this one. So yeah. Now, can we talk as well about the wonderful fact that they went with full Widow's Peak on Airtight? I am so over the moon with this figure. This is like levels of wetsuit levels for me. Like the wetsuit figure is a perfect classified figure for me. It's just, it ticks all the boxes. It's so satisfying and it's just perfection. And I think the same here about Airtight. Like the Sunbow kind of like nod to the head, the removable helmet, all the gear. You know, he looks phenomenal. Like I'm so down for this. Oh, and look, I took a picture of the back of the friggin' package. Yeah, you'll notice I've done all of them, and I will be posting them as well for you guys. Like I said, later. So there is the back of the package for Airtight. I couldn't see any homage other than the location being the same, I believe, as Tunnel Rats. Was it Tunnel Rats? Same sort of tunnel kind of system, kind of sewer scenario. But yeah, and then of course I took a picture of the artwork as well on the side of the box because it's beautiful. Also, figure 198 is Airtight, which is crazy cool. Anyway, I get a gold star, yay! And it's funny, I retold the story I said to Lenny. Do you remember that last time when I said, "Can I look at the back of the package?" And you were like, "Yeah." And then the guy said, "You got to go now." And I was like, crap. So this time I was not missing my opportunity. I got the interview in. It's like really good and I love it. And they talk in loads of detail about everything. It's just brilliant. Anyway, Airtight, there he is. Next, I have taken more, by the way. I took loads of close-ups, loads of shots. But I couldn't. I was up against it. I would have been starting at midnight if I didn't do it this way. And I just want to talk about the figures in some capacity on this stream. Get you the interview at a decent hour, and then you know get all of the stuff posted so that you have stuff. So don't just because I'm rinsing through it now in a live stream, it doesn't mean you're gonna get loads, guys. Okay. Absolute loads, Kitty said. Next, this is Professor Rott. Got it already. Literally forgot already the name of this guy, Rottclaw, and the Deinonychus. And of course, if you sort of troop build this guy and have also there's that helmet as well that he was talking. Oh, you might not have heard him talk about this. I haven't seen the other video that's been posted, but he's obviously they said a lot of the times that helmet piece on the Deinonychus, there's also a jaw piece as well that isn't on this image, that they fell off in the box, and that's what happened there. Also, it's really funny because the image makes my eyes go funny here because it looks like the Velociraptor's leg has a little human foot knee and the other arm just completely disappears into its body because the way it's anyway, it's just the angle of the way it's been the picture's been taken. But yeah, this is and they're called Paleo Vipers, the troop builder elements. So it's Paleo Viper and Professor Rottclaw effectively in one package, which is pretty crazy. And I love the fact that they've got the Cobra logo stamped on the dinosaur because it's very much a Jurassic Park kind of vibe, because the toys would have that JP stamp on them. There you go, Professor Rottclaw and Cobra Deinonychus. Yeah, there you go. And I've got obviously more images, and honestly, the Deinonychus is phenomenal. Like the deco is really cool. Got these really creepy blue eyes, kind of neon blue. And yeah, the red in there is really, really cool as well. It's amazing. And yeah, there's the sort of Paleo Viper version where you can change the head and you've got a different character effectively. And there's the teaser harness as well that everyone was trying to work out what it went to, and obviously a lot of people were saying a Velociraptor. We were under the impression it was a Velociraptor, but no, it's a Deinonychus, which is really, really freaking cool, because I love Deinonychus. I was a big fan of Deinonychus mainly because of Dino Riders, to be fair. And it's funny that they've got that sort of Dino Riders helmet situation going on that the Rulons would use on the bad guys would use on their dinosaurs. Very cool indeed. The character of look at that shot. I tell you what, that is a sexy picture, McLeod. You've done well there. Kind of looks like he's wearing a little bib and he's about to have dinner. That one, I love it. But that face, that head is phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. There you go. And yeah, the Professor Rottclaw is really cool. That is such a dope. You got the little kind of dots under the eyes as well. There's a lot of detail to this particular figure. I love the little mohawk. Now, I will let you into a little secret here. I saw very early inputs of this particular twosome, and they used to have a little goatee on this fella. So that changed a little bit, and those dots under the eyes weren't there. But the rest of the sort of vibe was there. The detail, you couldn't see there's much detail in those early inputs, but I love all the texture on everything, and the armor's really cool, and it's such an interesting new addition to the line. And Cobra experimenting with Jurassic Park level freaking dinos, which is amazing. And for any of those that are kind of going, what is this? This has got nothing to do with G.I. Joe, then you don't know Joe, because we've had Dino Hunters, we've had dinosaur episodes in the Sunbow cartoon. There's been dinosaur 2-packs that utilized G.I. Joe figures, parts and what have you in the Jurassic Park sets. So there's plenty, and there's unreleased stuff that goes back, loads of years. So there's always been a G.I. Joe dinosaur connection. So just because it ain't your thing doesn't mean it can't be someone else's. And I've got to tell you right now that I'm absolutely digging the Velociraptor, the Deinonychus, and the kind of characters that they've created here. Then this was a surprise. Now, all we knew about this particular listing, and we've got it unlocked now, but all we knew about it, we didn't have a name. We just had Troop Builder All New Deco. That was it. That was the information we had on this, right? So for the longest time, I was like, what could it be? Then, I would say maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe longer, we found no, I don't know. Actually, someone will be able to correct me, although maybe not, because obviously this wasn't going on in the public sphere. But then we found out that it was going to be a dire tech related situation, which makes sense because it's Walmart exclusive listing, and yeah, it made sense. So I was thinking, oh, what the hell could that be? Like, that could be anything. And never in a trillion years did I think it was going to be a Night Creeper. But am I very excited about that? Yes, I am. A freaking dire Night Creeper. So obviously we get the Cthulhu head sort of reuse. Cool. But you've got a Night Creeper head, which is what I'm going to obviously default to with these. The arms are cast in that kind of clear green sort of plastic, which I believe are Cobra Commander arms, right, guys? Cobra Commander Once a Man, Cobra Commander, to make him kind of like a little bit like weird and creepy and serpent-like. Really cool. And then to cast the swords, the Madam Two Swords, the beautiful 2 swords that the Night Creepers have in that green plastic as well. Chef's kiss. Anyway, I've got loads of pictures of this too, so it's not just these 2 images, but I will be posting obviously these up as well after the fact. I'll do the video first. I'll get that edited. I'll get that up hopefully before midnight, and then you guys can have a really good, chunky interview with those lovely lads. And I've got obviously it's just the camera work's just going really close up to the figures. You get really good looks at them, and we go through every single one of the new things. It's really dope. No, the Dia does not glow in the dark. Dia Tech isn't a glow in the dark thing. It's more of a light reactive kind of semi-transparent situation. Thrust Force 1, thank you for the super chat. Unpopular opinion, bring out all the weird, give us dinos, aliens, zombies. I'm with you 100%, and thank you very much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Incredible name too. Full Thrust Force. There you go. Thank you very much. What else? Yeah, nice to give Dyer a non-deluxe troop builder too, says Cromulent77. I agree with you on that one. Should have named it Dire Creeper, says PBJ. That would be really cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can call it that if you want. It'll probably be one of those things that the fandom call it that. Like that's a fandom thing, isn't it? Where it just gets called the Dire Creeper going forward. But yeah, I think that's a good shout. But anyway, I love this. There's the Night Creeper head as well on that kind of silver and grey. It's a nice deco. It's really cool and something I never would have expected. And of course, I'm a Night Creeper fan and I'm a Diatech fan. So this was one of the most exciting things for me, seeing this and probably the new character as well. And I'll tell you the best thing of the whole thing we'll get to eventually, but I think you know what it is. It's the friggin' Hydroviper. Anyway, what's next? Next is the Hydroviper. I didn't know that because I've thrown this together at like 100 miles an hour. Yes, the Hydroviper. And absolutely, I know we saw the render of this, but this figure in person is freaking unreal. I touched this with my fingers, and Kitty said, and it is absolutely everything and more. It's like wetsuit, airtight, and now the Hydroviper. Like although the only thing I would say with the Hydroviper is they should have given him an extra left hand, a C grip left hand. That's it. If that had been in there, this would have been in the wetsuit, airtight levels of perfection. As it is, it's so good that it's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not perfect, but it's still levels above so many things. Like it just absolutely slaps. And here is the figure in reality. That helmet, by the way. Oh, it's not a helmet. It's not removable, by the way. It's two alternate heads. I'm not sure if you knew that. So the helmet, well, you might have done already. Someone's just said head sculpt in the chat. So yeah, so you've got two effectively alternate heads that you pop one on, off and on, but there's no removable helmet in this particular situation. And the explanation actually made me go, that makes sense. When they tried to do it as a helmet, it was too big. It looked silly. So to get it like the right size and to make it make sense, they did it as an alternate head, and it made more sense, and it looked better, and it looks incredible. And I'm telling you now, this is so good in person. So freaking, the textures, the details. Look at all those textures and details. Also, I thought the vest was black from the renders, but it is not, is it? It is sort of a kind of like another kind of purple color. So you've kind of got all these like, yeah, I know. I just think it's beautiful. So we're not getting that sort of like black vest version that I think a lot of people were kind of hoping for. But I'm telling you, it's so good. The helmet is beautiful. Well, I say helmet, the head sculpt of the helmet, but it's easier for me to say helmet, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know it's a head sculpt. Everyone, as long as I've said that, we've covered the base. Can I just call it helmet now, or do I have to keep calling it head sculpt helmet? Anyway, and then he's got his fish fingers, is what I call them. Just brilliant. Love this figure, and like the little suction cups on the hand. Did you were people aware of that, by the way? Have you noticed those little suction cups on the hand? It's details like that that just make this like the best in the world. Best in the world. Love it. Fish fingers with custard, Bad Wolf indeed. Yeah, and of course I took a picture of the back of the box because I want you all to love me. And oh, and by the way, the little devil ray is adorable. By the way, it's way more detailed than the render suggested, and yeah, but it's a little slug of a little creature, but it's brilliant. So yeah, I'm down for that. Anyway, I've got a close-up image of the devil ray too. I'll pop that on when I post all the images. But anyway, there's your back of the box, underwater, with the shipwreck beneath them. And yeah, him and his devil ray just chilling, having a nice time. And then the artwork on the side of the box, which is absolutely gorgeous as well. I wonder if that is a Scott Johnson classic special. I'll have to ask him. I'll be speaking to Scott on the 17th. That's what we've kind of lined up at the moment, I believe. If anything changes, obviously I'll let you know. But that would be a really fun one, I think, because Scott's done so many amazing pieces of artwork. I love the fact that the Hydroviper is 199, by the way. That's really cool. Anyway, there you go. Oh yeah, on the artwork, the knife is in the left hand as well. It's like, no, it ain't. It can't be, unless there was a hand originally and they cut it, which is just, oh, that makes me sad. Anyway, this is one of my favorite. Like when it comes to next Christmas, I think this one was going to be high on my top of the charts sort of list. Yeah, there you go. Right, this was another interesting surprise. Now, I was under the impression this particular listing was going to be something else. That changed like weeks after we got that first bit of information of what I thought it was going to be. Does that make sense? So we got the information of what we thought it was going to be. This listing, can't tell you what that is, and then just in case it does happen in the future. So we were given this information, and it's like, this is what it's going to be. And then a few weeks later, it is slightly changed, but not to the point where I thought there was an actual change. Like it just like the listing code word was changed from, I think, cow to mark. And then the actual description of what it was also changed. But not to the point where it made me go, oh, is that going to be a different figure? But it actually 100% is, because it turned out to be a Special Forces sort of legacy figure, which is really cool. So it's kind of like a spec ops sort of modern military vibe with your kind of skull related sort of like, you know, face coverings and yeah, really cool deco and like a beret version and like helmeted version. There's a lot of options with this one figure, which is great. So here they are. We've got yeah, you kind of like stacked up dude, the helmet with the kind of face paint sort of like situation going on, and you've got the other dude, which is kind of like your palatoy old school beret wearing bazooka soldier guy. It's really dope. It's like so much better than I actually anticipated when I found out that it had changed. So when I found out that it had actually changed and we weren't going to be getting the first thing that we were told it was going to be, I was a little bit like, oh, how are they going to do that? But it just wasn't, the description wasn't a good one, effectively. And this is so much better than what I thought it was going to be. And again, like, this is a figure that you're going to need probably a few. Well, I know I'm going to need a few of, just for like your, you know, your options, your displays and what have you. Yeah, so cool. A nice little addition to the Legacy team. There'll be another Legacy figure this year as well to look forward to. And I know what that is. And all I will say on that is it will make a lot of sense come the back end of this year. And use that as you will. And I will pretend I didn't say anything about it. But anyway, another Legacy figure to come. And it will make sense. And yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you get there. You've got there. I'm not going to say any more, but you're pretty much there in the chat. Okay. Me smart indeed, PPJ. And then, of course, we have Overkill, which I'm going to tell you now, seeing this in like, I liked it from the render, but I wasn't like, you know, the berries weren't buzzing to the nth degree. Seeing it in actual real life and there, and all of the things that it does, erections may have happened. This is now high up on my list because of a few things. One, the figure is phenomenal. Like, it's so cool. And he's got his cyborg face. When you take the faceplate off, he's got a freaking cyborg face. He's got the buttons, boom, boom, boobs. He's got the friggin' with blast effects can fit in there apparently as well. He's got that's a wrist cannon on the floor, not the big black one. Kitty said the red and gold kind of like one that looks like a predator's shoulder mount. That's a wrist kind of situation. And then yeah, all the other things that stick on him and in his hands and what have you. But like the figure in person is just so, it has no right to be as good as it is. Like, if they'd have just gone and done Overkill from the original version and just upgrade, you know, done a wetsuit to him, as you said, that sounds like a move, doesn't it? If you do a wetsuit on him, what would that even be? Oh, it was making me feel weird even joking about it. But yeah, they like that would have been goofy, but I still think people would have like dug it. But they did the right thing in kind of sort of making it an upgraded, updated sort of situation. And I think he turned out so well. Oh yeah, back of the box. I am back of the boxing it left, right, and center. Yeah, he's in that sort of like city waste area. This has been done a few times, hasn't it? This environment. He's also figure 201. So Sundown might even be figure 200, you know, right? Because who's the other one? Dawn's the other one. Oh, maybe Dawn's 200. Don't tell me I didn't take a picture of Dawn's box, Kitty said. Not that it like that. That's already out there though, isn't it? And she's not. Is she 200? What number is Dawn? Do we know? Dawn is 197. Okay, so Dawn 197. 198 is Airtight. 199 is Hydroviper. 200 must be Sundown. 201 is Overkill. Cool. Okay. So yeah, it is Sundown then. Thank you. And yeah, I know Marnes and you and a few people mentioned earlier that Sundown would be 200. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I know I was there looking at the boxes. I know I wasn't paying attention to the 200, and that's because there wasn't a box for Sundown. By the way, that's interesting, isn't it? What's the plague, or at least Munitia, Blackout, and Interrogator? Question mark says no closure. The plague was like a group of Cobra operatives that kind of, you know, like from each different faction was sort of brought into this sort of like special forces group that were like Black Ops for Cobra, which is quite funny, isn't it? But you had like, yeah, Munitia, Guillotine. Guillotine was like I want to say he was a eel, right? And then you had oh god, what there was so many. There was like I can't remember all of them now off the top of my head. Someone will let you know in the comments. But yeah, effectively, yeah, was it Devil's DDP was the comic series that we saw all them we saw all that happen. But yeah, you'll have to just Google it, is what I would say, because I'd just be here kind of fumbling my bum through it like all the way, you know, not really giving you any answers. Or I wouldn't be giving you the right answers unless I had the proper information at hand. Yeah, Copperhead was one. Body bag was a range viper, Jeremy. Yes, that's correct. Anyway, that the plague, very cool. Cool little offshoot, and that would be Gallows, Grimskull, yeah, Blackout, yes, Carlos, yeah, thank you. Anyway, that's Overkill. Really good figure in hand, by the way. I really liked him. Red Dog and Taurus, by the way, when seeing the figures together, didn't see a massive difference in height, whereas the render really showed a difference in height. There is a difference in height for the two figures, and Lenny kind of explains that he was playing around with the sort of like circus performer that Taurus is, sort of making him a little bit kind of like more agile or what have you. But I will say, whoever did this, whoever did the graphic here, accidentally cut out Red Dog's shoulder. So we were just looking through the back. We were just looking through his shoulder there because it was white, obviously. That's quite funny. That's happened a few times with some of the Hasbro, these little kind of graphics. Happened a lot with the Transformers. There was like 3 or 4 instances of terrible Photoshop work for some of the social images. And it's happened again. It strikes again, guys. The little white cutout on the Red Dog's shoulder there. Anyway, these look great in hand. And like I said, I didn't see a massive difference in height between the two of them. And Taurus was kind of in a more crouchy position, which I thought was really interesting too. And yeah, but they're great figures. They look fantastic. And I don't see anyone having any issues with these, really. I think it's going to look great when you have all of the Renegades together with Mercer and the Sarge. It's a dope set, and yeah, you've got the football on the kick tee, all those really interesting sort of like clubs and everything that that Red Dog has. It's just, yeah, and the weapons that Taurus has as well. So many interesting kind of like designed kind of the axe and the scimitar, and it's dope stuff. And also a back of the box shot, because again, you know, I want you to love me. There he is holding the football as well with his football holding hand, which is cool. They're in the same location as Sarge and Mercer, of course, on the back of their box, sort of like the bivouac in the desert sort of scenario. Yeah, there you go. Laces out. Cromulent says, only issue is the awful plastic on the sword and axe. Yeah, actually, you know, when you look at that shot there, it does look like that kind of plastic that's very like almost like transparent, but it's not. Yeah, kind of that milky kind of look to it. But yeah, really cool. And again, I came through, guys. I took pictures of the back of the boxes. Cobra La Royal Guard. Obviously, we've seen this one in multiple, you know, we've seen all the promo images of this one, but again, blown away by this figure in hand. So many levels and layers and just beautiful design. And again, the interview with the video footage and everything is you're gonna see a lot of cool. There's a lot more to it as well. Just phenomenal stuff. Just so good. What a great figure. What a great figure. And again, like the Cobra La for Classified is on another level for me. It really is some of the best action figures they've done in Classified. Now we reach Sundown. Okay, interesting story for you guys. So Mexican origin is this particular character's origin. He's Mexican. He's got the other thing I will say on this one as well is that they had lots of different names they were working with, and one of his name before it was they locked in Sundown was going to be Mountain Heart. So that was a name that it was going to be before they changed to Sundown. And what I find quite interesting as well is the fact that you know, you've got these sort of like development things that happen, and you know, these things change like constantly and they're in flux constantly. And if you get any of that information, like you, for the most part, you can be like pretty, confident that that's probably going to be what it is, especially if there's packaging involved. But in this case, nope. They changed it to Sundown, which I don't know if it's like a direct sort of like Cops scenario, like the Sundown from Cops, because I mean, the Sundown from Cops has not got a Mexican background, I don't think. But anyway, there's loads of other stuff in the narrative, including Headman, who he's hunting because Headman was it kidnapped his brother. So there's loads more. Lenny goes into detail with that narrative, and you'll actually hear the whole story in the video if you haven't already heard it on that other video that I haven't watched yet because I haven't had a chance yet. But no mention of Central Organization of Police Specialists. Sundown was Texan, wasn't he? Yeah. But anyway, like the figure again in person, absolutely beautiful. The poncho situation that he's wearing is gorgeous. Like it's got this really like, is it Incan, I think, design on it, and the color is out of this world. But yeah, just really, really dope. He's got like all of the cool little, he's got the spurs on the boots, really cool little tattoo on his left arm, his left forearm as well. He's got the little kind of gear, the secondary with the knife on the front. The hat, obviously, really cool head sculpt. He looks really cool with the hat on too. You have to take the hairpiece off to put the hat on, which is fine. Like that's what it is. I know Incan is not Mexican, Scott, but it's like the design is Incan, is what Lenny was talking about. But he himself, the character, is from Mexico. There's loads of like really cool like design elements on this one. So awesome. And I did try and tell you guys that it wasn't Wild Bill, but nobody listened to me. Everyone was just like, it's a different version of Wild Bill, surely. And I was like, no, it's not. Don't worry. That other Wild Bill is a retro figure. We do have a Wild Bill retro figure coming. Don't worry. But nobody listens to me. Headman confirmed. Sort of. Well, I did kind of jokingly say, does that mean we're getting Headman then? To Lenny, and he's like, no, not yet, or like not in the near future. I was like, well, you just name dropped Headman. You can't expect everyone to. I thought it was like a name only reveal, a sort of semi name only reveal, but no, they're not. They're not rolling with that. So I doubt we'll get Headman this year, but maybe next. I don't know. We're going back to shin guards. Flaffle indeed. Back into the shin guards. Right. Anyway, this figure's really cool in person. I love it. Now. Here's the Versus 2-pack that, again, everyone was saying it's probably this, it's probably that, it's probably this, probably that. And it was just 2 mini vehicles and 2 figures. But it's quite interesting. And a lot of people immediately, when they saw this Snake Eyes, thought Resolute Snake Eyes. And Lenny has said to me, and on that interview, it's not about that. This Snake Eyes is a direct inspiration of the sticker of Snake Eyes that was available, when those puffy stickers, do you remember? It was like back in the day, like back in the way back, and the puffy sticker had his deco all wrong, with the green pants and what have you, and that is the inspiration for this figure, not Resolute. Now I'm with you guys. You look at that head sculpt and you think, well, that's the Resolute head, kind of with the green. That's what it is. But this is the direct inspiration, and nothing else, genuinely, is that puffy sticker, which is amazing. And then, of course, you've got the ATV, which is called the Varmint, which is really cute. And then you've got the Stealth Flight Pod with a Stealth Viper, which is effectively, it's black and reds all over the place with a bit of grey in there too. Again, I will say on this one, and also the Snake Eyes figure has a steel core helmet as well, so you can have sort of like steel core Joe ATV drivers sort of thing. If you want like a troop as opposed to Snake Eyes. And now for me as well, like I don't know how necessary something like this is. Do you know what I mean? I'll talk about, I'll get the set, of course I will. This is a 2-pack, by the way. 2 mini vehicles, 2 figures in one versus set. It's going to be just a big box of stuff, basically. They're not separate. They're not separate kind of elements. They are a 2-pack. And the other thing is, sorry, I should say the Trouble Bubble is 788 Fireteam. It's got 788 on the back. It's on the back of the side of the propulsion unit on the back of the stealth pod. So that is 100% another kind of like 788 Fireteam edition. So they kept the colors to kind of match the Fireteam, the Techno Viper, and what have you. So that's really cool, and that's kind of fun. And I guess the ATV is just a way to get sort of like a green shirt vehicle, in a sense. But yeah, there you go. And like for me, I look at this and I think, is this like super necessary? Are they like overdoing it a little bit here, or like under and overdoing it at the same time? But seeing them in person is always very different when you actually see the vehicle and the figures and all the kind of stuff they come with, and you kind of go, oh god, I want this now. But there's a little bit more. This isn't the same kind of thing for me where you see like, how I was talking about the 250th thing of just red, white, and blue repaints of figures. It's like there's not really much substance to it, but like we have had a red and black Trouble Bubble in the past. There's a historical significance to the Trouble Bubble, right? And also the fact that it's tied to the 788 Fireteam. So there's an element of substance there for me. And this Snake Eyes has been done specifically because of that funny little puffy sticker from back in the day. So that's really cute. The ATV is called the Varmint. Correct, Marnes. That's what I said earlier. It's a Varmint. The Varmint versus the Stealth Flight Pod and Stealth Viper. And Snake Eyes. Yeah. So there you go. I think that is that for those two. Yeah. Then we get to Zanya and the Chameleon. Now, a couple of things to mention on the Chameleon. The skis are removable. Cool. I don't know if that means anything else, but Letty did make a point of them being removable. There's storage in not only the front compartment, like under the steering compartment section. You can't really see on here, but the little kind of, it's like a little box that opens up basically, so you can put like a pistol or something in there. And the seat comes open, so you can store stuff under the seat as well. So you get storage on this Chameleon in multiple ways. So some of these elements that you have, some of these extra items that she comes with can be stored away. I don't know if all of it can be stored away, but it's cool that the Chameleon does have storage capabilities, because I wasn't aware of that. And yeah, he said, yep, you can take the seat up and put stuff in there, and you can take the front up and you can put stuff in there. I'm like, cool. Anyway, she looks great, and the swamp skier looks freaking awesome. Again, I don't think I always say this, the renders are for getting you the idea, and then the actual figures in hand, it's a different experience completely. But yeah, lovely stuff. There you go. Anyway, no silver paint on the Chameleon, says Cromulent. No, it's sort of like that faux silver, like that kind of like grey color that kind of like tricks you into thinking it's sort of like chrome, but it's not. Chris, who put out the video of Lenny saying that about Headman, not Headhunter? Well, I think it's on our interview, which will be going out after this once I edit it. But I believe didn't AIC drop a video? I think it was AIC, Adventures in Collecting. Someone dropped an interview already. Zanya number. I'll tell you in a second. I did actually take a picture of the box, but I didn't add it in here. Sorry, guys. The number for Zanya is... I took a lot of pictures, by the way. Some mates might say too many. There's a really funny bit on the box. She's 194, and it's just obviously it's slightly different because it's the back of the box is just the loadouts and everything. The actual front of the box is more important for our benefit here, and it's got this hilarious thing happening in the background where Monkey Wrench is being flung off his particular chameleon, which I think is adorable. But anyway, that's a nice little background homage. I say homage, it's not really, it's just another figure in the background. But yeah, he talked about the chaos. I mentioned Dreadnought Chaos, and he said that was the inspiration for that particular mask as well. And it's really just to kind of make her a little bit of a troop builder option if you want to do that. Or just give you options for Zanya, wearing a helmet or a mask, basically. But there you go. There you go. And then, of course, we have Ninja Force Zartan, which loads of images have popped out recently. The first in-hand images came out today, which we reposted, thanks to Tanmay Joshi, I think it was, who posted those. And this is obviously one of there were going to be multiple pre-order promo images for this particular figure, but this looks pretty cool. I like this one. So yeah, there'll be promo images for this particular Target exclusive. This will be going up on the 17th. So the pre-orders that are going up on the 17th, we've been told, are the mainline wave of 5, which includes Dawn, by the way. So Dawn is one of those, even though she's already been pre-ordered. Airtight, Sundown, Hydroviper, Airtight. Said Airtight already. Airtight, Hydroviper, Sundown, Overkill. So then those 4, and of course Dawn that's already happened. That's the mainline wave of 5. Then also we'll have the Cobra Royal Guard on the 17th and Zartan as well. So 17th, 1 p.m, Tuesday the 17th, 1 p.m. Eastern. Get ready, because that's when all the pre-orders go up. Okay, mainline wave of 5, which is the 4, because we've already got Dawn, Zartan, and the Cobra Royal Guard. And then the rest of it is all going to be later, but sprinkled out prior to Yojo June, I believe. And then Yojo June is going to have, I think, that 2-pack of the vehicles is the only thing that is going to happen probably around Yojo June. But everything else is going to be like sprinkled throughout the year up to June. Okay, first part of the year. Chris, you also might need to chat with Pixel Dan. He told Lenny he might be the only person excited for Nightfall Zartan. I nearly bumped into Dan, actually, because I was talking to Dan Larson and I saw Pixel Dan, but then as I was going in, he was talking to a group, and I went into the thing, and then he left, and I didn't see him, so it was really gutting. I love chatting with Dan. I love all the Dans. There's so many Dans. They're always really cool. Anyway, that is Zartan, and obviously we had some lovely pictures of him on the floor as well. He is a phenomenal figure, by the way. So good. And again, I talked to Lenny in detail about this on the interview. Now we're at the end. We're at the leaked listings stage, and we've got updates and unlocks and what have you. So Sundown is now added to the list, the 5-figure wave there. So that new character is Sundown. There he is now, as that past master listing on the left. No more updates on the left there, but if you go into the middle, you'll see that the Special Forces legacy is now unlocked. Check. The Prof Rottclaw with Dino is unlocked. Check. By the way, I never had the name for that. We saw the input for what's it called, for Rottclaw and the Deinonychus, but there was no information. So I was calling it the whole time. I was just calling it Velociraptor Trainer. That's all I was calling it. But obviously, way more to it than that. And then, of course, the ATV versus Stealth Pod. And I used that particular vernacular because it was just getting a little bit lengthy with Snake Eyes and the Varmint ATV versus the Stealth Viper and the Stealth Flight Pod. That I didn't need to write all of that. Okay, that's the name of it, but it's mental. So I just went with ATV versus Stealth Pod. Cool. And what else? What else did I unlock? Oh yes, Walmart exclusives. JJ Jaina is the Night Creeper Dire Tech G2048. Obviously, cross confirmed by looking at the numbers they had on the little cards as well, and everything else you already knew. So we've got some more unlocks on there, which is great. When is the 3-pack going up? Asked Big Jeff. Probably around Yojo June, maybe, or a little bit later, because it's gonna be one of those ones that's gonna be out around the time of the Arctic stuff. I was really upset they didn't bring the Arctic Hiss and the Arctic and the Snowcat, and I was told it's because it's a trade show, and the trade show is the focus is to sell to stores and what have you. So if you can't actually get it, then there's no point them bringing it. I was gutted though, because I really wanted to see them. Sort of like on display, but I have possibly set up a play date at the Hasbro office before they move to Boston to see those two things. So fingers crossed I can do that. Maybe I can take some footage while I'm there. I know obviously it's a little bit of a no-no, but obviously it will all be specifically run through Hasbro, Kitty said. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, there you go. That's the listings updated. This is the name only reveals updated because they didn't reveal Iceberg, Deep Six, or Chabang physically. So we've got those to look forward to. I imagine later in the year, either in Yojo June or maybe like SDCC or whatever. But yeah, those are to come. Okay. And then obviously the digital renders are minimal now. We just left with the 3-pack: Arctic Steel Core, Drift Viper, and Arctic Sword Viper. There you go. That's it. That's everything. Okay. What else was I gonna do? I think that's everything. Right. I'm gonna call it a day for the stream, and I will get on to editing the video. I'll try and get that up tonight. It'll be late, but I'll get it up. Kitty said, and then you can enjoy a really cool, awesome on the floor interview, and I'll start getting images posted as well because there's lots of them. Anyway, have a wonderful. Thanks for joining me tonight. It's been fun chatting about these. Again, it's been a weird day. Didn't start well, but has definitely ended on a massive high. And obviously massive thanks and shout outs to the wonderful Emily. It's great seeing Emily again. She actually, there's food on there for the press as well, by the way. It's really cool. They put like loads of food on and everything. So I got spoiled as I left. She wanted to get rid of all the food basically. So she gave it to me. So thank you, Emily. I appreciate that. And I didn't have to, kind of buy any food when I got back here, which is great. So anyway, you saved me some money there. Thank you. And refreshments and what have you. It was really cool. Really nice setup they had there at the show. Thank you, Jersey Ed, for the super chat. Great TV show, Chris. Thanks. Thank you, first of all, for calling it a TV show. I guess it is if you're watching it on your TV. But yeah, thank you so much, Jersey. I really appreciate the super chats. Very kind of you. So yeah, anyway, shout out to Emily. Shout out obviously to BMAC and Lenny. Amazing to see them, of course. Massive shout out to the Star Wars team and the Marvel Legends team. It was great seeing those guys as well. Lovely always to see them. Mr. Stevie, got to meet Mr. Stevie properly, and that was fun as well. There was a little British three-way going on. I'll leave it there, Kitty said. And oh god, there's loads of people. Dan Larson, the lovely lads Ben and Ivan I met at the start of the show, and of course Dan, Pixel Dan, and everyone else there that I know. It was great. It was so much fun. Oh yeah, and all the team at Hasbro who I'm really friendly with as well. They're all great, lovely peeps. That's it then. I will leave you guys with a quick shout out from our sponsor, and then obviously it will lead into the outro. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Look forward to that interview I'll be posting as soon as I possibly can. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And as always, after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force! I'm going to go crap my pants with excitement.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.